almost forgot to turn off my little heater that I have, which I would like to leave running because it's chilly, but it's pretty noisy, and I could see on the mic that it was picking it up. And besides, I had it right down here by my feet, so it was roaring away there a little bit during the first minute. Welcome. This normally would be a teaching day for me, and when I did the 12 days of Christmas, what I did was hit several different time slots over the those 12 days. I even went as late as 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. one time. I never went through what would be nighttime for me. I like my sleep too much. And even though I talked about doing it, I just like, no, don't be so crazy. Don't be so crazy. So my normal teaching time on Thursdays, as long as I've been streaming since last July, was 11 a.m. to noon. Well, several things have come out of this 12 days of Christmas and the streaming that I've been doing over this last month. Had more time on the stream, and I hit a point where I hit 25 hours for the month. And that's one little magic goal that Twitch likes to see. So I thought, okay, how can I do that? Well, the easiest way is to add a third stream for 2 hours, and then the Sunday stream maybe go up another hour. I don't know, but the goal is to get my stream time up to that 25 hours during the month. So that was the first thing that came up. The second thing that came up was I found out that I had quite a few more viewers during this particular time slot than I did on the teaching. Not the Thursday, but this 7 to 9 p.m., which is my time. Okay, 7 to 9 p.m. my time. Now, as much as I want to continue to teach, there is no doubt about that. I am also going to continue to put that on a daytime slot. And one of the reasons is because I really am not that concerned if I have viewers or not when I do a teaching stream. I am focusing on whatever topic I'm talking about, whatever I'm showing, and I am usually only doing it because I know people will go back and watch it later on video on demand. And since the Twitch will keep it on my channel for a while, that's fine, but what I've been doing then is to upload it to YouTube. And more people find it there just by searching a particular topic, like say, how do I woolen spin or whatever. So it depends on how I label everything, whether they can find it on YouTube. And so I'm real aware of that. But that's one of the reasons I keep the teaching stream on a daytime. Well, I want to keep the Thursday on this time. And so that meant pick another day for the teaching stream, and that I finally figured out in my brain will probably be Tuesday mornings for me. This will give me a Tuesday stream, a Thursday stream, and a Sunday stream. And the time slots will be like before noon, and in the middle of the afternoon, that's the Sunday, and in the evening, which is today. So did I want to make this Thursday a just spin like I do on Sunday and just stick with one teaching stream? I was going to do that, and I kind of had a brainstorm. There is a part of my crafting over the years that I have really, really enjoyed, and that is the old types of needlework skills. I've dabbled in a lot of them. I am not good at many of them. But that doesn't matter because it is going to get me back to trying again some things that I'm really interested in because I decided everybody uses Throwback Thursday. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of when I thought, well, if I'm going to stream Thursday, what do I want to call it? I'll call it Throwback Thursday instead of teaching. And the throwback is like, okay, I'm spinning. What's a throwback for spinning? What, a drop spindle? I mean, that might be good for 30 minutes of a stream. A drop spindle is difficult to show on a camera. You really need to stand up to do it. It's very low to the ground, right? And our cameras are all up here. So, what else is there about spinning? Any of the handcrafts that you do to prepare the fiber, like I've been showing, the combing and all that, that belongs in the teaching stream. That's not really what I was going for. And then all of a sudden I remembered I love these old crafts, not just spinning, but bobbin lace and tatting and all the different kind of needle arts that there are. And over the years, more than actually doing those needle arts, I have been very attracted to getting and collecting not only the tools for that, but the old magazines and publications. What did they say? Voila, Throwback Thursday. That's what it's all going to be about. So now that I've gone to all that trouble to explain, let me put this on so that you can see what we're going to work with tonight. This is an edition of 1918 Needlecraft. Now, it's not needlecraft knitting. I put that under the title there because I'm going to be knitting. But it is a 1918 Needlecraft publication. Hi, Mass Bandit. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Hope a whole bunch of other people join us. I'm doing good tonight. I'm ready for a break. I'm glad I'm not going to stream tomorrow night. I'm a little ready to take a break. So, but we're going to have a little bit of fun stuff with this old magazine. Let me tell you just a little bit about where this all came from, because I don't have more than this one. I have a number of them. Some are just, they're paper and they are just really fragile. Some of them are pretty good shape for 100-year-old publication, right? This is 2021. I know. I heard it too. So let me tell you what happened. I have friends that we would every week get together before all of this, before I was working full time. I mean, it was a great group, and those friends have kind of stuck. And one of those I've talked about, her online name is Crafty Spider, which I think is a pretty cool name. And she loves yard sales, estate sales. She goes and hunts all of the flea markets and the places they set up booths and everything. And one time she was at an estate sale and there was a real briefcase, and she's a book nut, and this old briefcase just really appealed to her. And she says, oh, okay, I'll get this briefcase. I really like it. And the guy said fine, and they settled on a price. And she was like picking it up to take it, and she's, there's something in here. And he says, oh, yeah, I know. It's just junk. Just take it. Well, there were about 8 of these Needlecraft magazines in that briefcase. And when we got together the next time, and this is quite a few years ago because I've had these for quite a few years, we got together and she came in and she says, look what I've got for you. Well, first of all, I was amazed she was going to give them away, but her thing is just not this kind of stuff, and my thing is, and she knew that, and she just like the bestest friend ever, right? The bestest needleworker friend ever, that she gave them to me. So I'll have a few more out over the next Throwback Thursdays, but I have a lot of other stuff that is similar or not quite as old, but still way beyond the 50-year range. And we can have some fun not only looking at them, I really want to show this off and show it to everybody, but the second thing is there's patterns, of course, in here. And I'm going to pick one pattern tonight, but hopefully as more and more people kind of catch on that this is happening on Thursday evenings, maybe we can get enough feedback from everybody that, we'll end up with something that we all want to make or whatever. What I would have to do is transcribe the patterns. This is just blue sky, and we don't know. I don't know where this is going to go. So let's just stick with tonight, right? And let me show you this. This is going to be sideways for you if I look at it, but I want you to see up close. It is, of course, black and white and very old yellow paper. It is from November 1918. And the very front page, which I'm sure was a major coup for somebody to be on the front page of this, actually has the lady's name that developed the pattern. And her name was Geneva Corda. Now, I have hopes that Twitch is smart enough to know that this is not a copyright thing, because it's 100 years old. So there. This came out of, according to this, Augusta, Maine, and New York, New York. And it says up here, I'll have to take it closer so I can read it, devoted to home dressmaking, home millinery, we're going to make our own hats, fancy work, and household decoration. How cool is that? This was really an awesome thing. When 1918, this is what we had. Yes, I'm not that old. This is what people had in order to look forward to, find their new patterns, have something to work with. This does not say, yes it is, right there, it costs 5 cents. So, there you go. The very first one is what is called fillet crochet, and I will tell you right now, after looking, I have looked at all of these all the way through, right? Many times. After looking at all of them, this was the most popular thing to do in these early 1900s. Yeah, no. I love you, Veggie. Oh. I don't know what she paid for the briefcase. She told me, but I have forgotten. So, anyway. Page 2 is also fillet. I don't know if I'm saying that. Fillet crochet? Somebody tell me, fillet or fillet? Fillet is a fish, so it must be fillet. And we have animals. We got pig, ostrich. I really want to do that. Chicken. I have roosters chickens and roosters decorating my kitchen. And then we've got, hello, Fiddlesteen. I don't know what that is. Let me see what that is. Don't know. That's no problem. I'm glad to have you here. And a deer. This, I will be saying this many times because people will be dropping in. Okay, it's French. It ends in the long A. Filet. This was published in November of 1918. It is basically 102 years old. And you're welcome to stay. Fiddlesteen, don't go away. So this page 2 is more fillet of the crochet. It also has the person's name. In fact, I haven't really gone through them and to see if they had like people on staff that show up all the time in these. It's something that might be interesting. Then we get into what they say is a practical library set, and it has what looks like Hardinger, It's got a crocheted edge, and I cannot tell if that's cut work. I don't, or just embroidery on there. And then we're back to crochet, but this time you get to put it with fabric. And that's something I have never actually tried. I have some old hankies, where you put the edging on, but you go inside a little bit in the corners and make some hankies. But that is really, to me, really pretty. I love that pattern. Now, I'm going to confess right now, I don't know how to do the filet crochet, and I really want to learn. So it's at some point I'm going to find something very easy, like maybe one of these animals, since I really like that chicken, and try it and see if we can get it, if I can learn it. Now, see how this one is damaged. That is, it's unfortunate, but it's still probably something that I could work out and figure out. The best part is when you get into the ads. And this is what's really fun. Think what she can do if she has all these wonderful, lovely display dishes. This is the Quaker Oats Company. That is where she's got puffed rice, puffed wheat, and puffed corn. That's from the Quaker Oats Company. So many puff things. I love old ads too. Yeah. Okay, so the other part is, the fun part is reading. We've got Conservation Thanksgiving that will give joy to the little folks. Okay. So what they did is built this little decoration on the table of different things for the little folks. They've put little name tags and everything like that. But this is their recipes, I guess, for the little folks. There's a rabbit roast. Shh, I didn't say that, did I? I know. Nobody likes the fact we eat rabbits. Currant jelly sauce. Timbales of celery and turnip. Harvest salad, which is actually pretty recent. I mean, we have carrots, tart apples, and chopped raw cabbage. Plum pudding and maple sauce. And a plum pudding is kind of like their cake. Okay. This lovely baby bonnet is tatted. Isn't that adorable? And we have a collar that you would make your squares and sew them together. I have never had a dress that I actually have a square collar. We always have V-necks now, right? It's just changing styles, Okay, we have gifts for the wee folks. So they got a baby bib, and they got down here little toys, little stuffed toys. I will tell you that right there on the next page, this is what I'm going to be doing after we get done talking about it. These are what they call lace edgings, and that's an edging, and it doesn't look like there's any insertions there. These are all edgings. I thought I'd try knitting up some of those. These are not paper dolls. Here is your current fashions. When you were looking at your magazine and dreaming about all the things you're going to make, you also got to look at what the patterns out that are currently out. And this is your 1918 fashions. I think they're awesome. I have gone to a number of parties where I've dressed in a 1940s style suit that I made from a pattern. But this is pretty cool too. Oh, let's see. We got some craft supplies. Little tiny ads. You got to read the little tiny beads and silk. Let's see what those are. Uh, my goodness, I might have to get glasses. So, embroidery sample card of 200 kinds of beads is 25 cents. And silk remnants, the largest package ever offered, best silk, bright colors, good size pieces, satisfaction guaranteed, big package 10 cents or 3 for 25 cents. Sounds like, um, uh, you know, our fat quarters, maybe? That kind of thing. 10 cents a day pays for this Symphonia. Yeah, your wind up record player. We have our risque ad right there. She's wearing her chemise, right? Set snug. Set snug underwear. We have jewelry. It's another dress and ad for hosiery. And this page is. So many of the pages split in the middle because they were folded, unfortunately. Now here's another really good possibility for filet. Filet? It's a pillow. You would put that like on a piece of velvet and make your pillow square. Pretty snowflake pattern. That'd be really nice and wintry. Here's some more trimmy edgings. And, you know, let me look here. I think these are all crocheted. Yep. These are all crocheted. The other ones are knitted, which that's why I thought I would do it. It covers eyes. Eek. And I love these. Booties for babies. Now that one is just like so 20s or even earlier in that one. We got more over here. Ooh, I like that bottom one. I like that one. The lace is really pretty, isn't it? And then we have that one. That's so fancy. This baby doll, there's an ad for a baby doll and an ad for hosiery. That baby doll is called Grumpy. And booties, like, I have never understood this style. I've seen other people doing it. Then we have a great big knitted lace. And, you know, that's where you go and put different parts together and you get yourself an original scarf. You just keep knitting without the edging. This is a November issue, and a lot of these ads say Christmas suggestions. This is a good gift to give for Christmas, you know. They were all just like us. Now, this says pretty and practical Christmas gift, and these are just really beautiful. Let's see how these are made and if they're for. All right. For the modest violet crochet cotton, number 50 mercerized is used, and an initial at the center of the crown for the knot, stitch, and pansies at each end of the band. So they're using different colors. Any preferred color may be chosen. The cap may be made in white. Any initial or design may be chosen, but the square at the center of the crown should be 3 inches when finished. The initial M, which you can't see in here, was used for the model. Make a chain of 38 stitches turn, and it is crochet. And then this, another attractive cap. I'm pretty sure I'm trying to find the start of the. Oh, another attractive cap has a band of 6-petaled flowers. But you know what they don't say is what size they are. Except it's 3 inches at this crown part. It's got to be for a baby. We have a practical household tip here. A little powdered orris root placed in the water, which fine linens and lingerie are boiled, will give them a deliciously faint odor of violets after they have been ironed. It keeps all bedroom and personal linen fresher when orris or lavender or some other simple and good sachet is kept amid it. The stale, heavy, musty odor that often clings to linens that have not been used for time in this way is avoided. Never, however, put any sachet with table linens, as on the table any perfume arising is apt to conflict with food odors and be unpleasant. This is for the same reason that one avoids having flowers with too heavy of a perfume in the dining room. There you go. You have your social tip there. This here is a page of short stories, and they are Christmas oriented. And we have 1918. We have this coming on of the First World War. In the middle of the First World War. I'm very, very poor historian. But they have a little notice here that the new administration order is to save paper. Indeed, the order is not a new one. It was issued months ago, but we are so taken up with the conservation of food that it fell, for the most part, on unheeding ears. Now it's become imperative, and we are beginning to know that saving paper is nearly as important as saving food. And finally, the government has their buy U.S. bonds, Fourth Liberty Loan. What you think? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Crazy same stuff going on today. Hi, November 1918 was the end of the war. Okay, thank you, Snoring Cat. That is really something that I'm just terrible about. I'm catching up on reading. Yeah. Tonight, I decided not to challenge myself, since I really wasn't sure exactly what I was going to be doing here. You know what these clothes remind me of? They remind me of Downton Abbey styles. Where's the knitted hat? Okay, here's a little thing in the midst of all these dress patterns. The knitted hat. It went down the street the other day, worn by a neatly dressed young woman. Another woman saw it and was so interested that she stopped right there on the street corner and watched it out of sight. It was a knitted hat. The material was wool of a rich, deep purple, and the hat was a small mushroom sailor in shape. And it was knitted, every bit of it, except for the stiff foundation, which was probably canvas or buckram. The oval top was of one piece of knitting, and the straight band around the crown another, and the brim still a different section. The trimming was a simplest sort imaginable, nothing but a strip of inch-wide purple ribbon, tied in a small bow in the front. But somehow the hat had a decided style about it. A Frenchwoman would have called it chic. The woman gazed after it thoughtfully. Why not have a knitted hat, if one wishes? It could be so individual and made to suit one so perfectly. One could have such a hat over almost any shape desired, and as for trimming, such pretty things would be possible. A little spray of flowers and leaves in natural shapes would just add the note of color wanted and make the simple knitted hat as smart as can be. Why not a knitted hat to match one's knitted sweater, she meditated as she moved on in that direction of the shops. Now, was this the editor talking? Was this just a bit of flighty, flimsy, whatever? Oh, how interesting. That was also the Spanish flu quarantine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How about that? So I'm going to go back here to these edgings. Or not, yeah, edgings. Lace edgings. There they are. And just to be simple, I'm going to make the narrowest one. And I have just some white wool, commercial, purchased for probably a knitting machine, this cone size. And I'm going to use that. And I'm going to say the pattern out loud, just so that you all can hear some of the discrepancies and differences. And they, first of all, I'll read the little beginning. With the provision of knitted comforts for our soldiers, sailors, and airmen, it has been incumbent upon needleworkers everywhere to learn to knit. Having learned to ply the knitting needles, it follows a logical sequence that many are applying this newly acquired art to the fashioning of laces, edgings, and other articles of thread. Samples, many of them very old, in one in particular having been knitted by the great-grandmother of the one who sent it in, are coming to needlecraft by the score, to be picked out and directions given. Some of these are presented and others will follow. Wonder which one was the... It doesn't say which one was from the great-grandmother. Is it a really old one? Don't know. Doesn't really say. I'm going to set this down on the floor. We're not spies. Not most of us. Okay, it does not say what needle size to use. I have obviously a very thin yarn, and in truth it doesn't even say what yarn to use. So, you know, I'm going to might get a really fine. Oh, by the way, when you've been knitting as long as I have, this is what you end up with. I have zeros, ones. I think I'm going to go with a, what am I? Ooh, those are cool. Yeah, those are zeros. Those are really cool. They're little, tiny. That looks like a 2. I'm going to try a 2. Anybody wants to kibitz, go right on and just backstreet knit here with me. Do whatever. I'm always down for some good espionage. Who knows what I'm doing when I'm not paying attention? So it just says cast on 18 stitches and knit across plain. Oh, that one's, that's not changed. Has it? Am I in my... Let me get more in the camera here. Sorry about the shadows. I looked for my Light, and with the Christmas rearrangement, I can't find it. I'm not sure where I stuck it. But I'll try and have it down the road here. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, the needle roll is plastic. It was purchased, or it probably came at a sale with a whole bunch of needles in it, and I just added to it. Knit across. And that, of course, is just for my straight sets of 2, which, don't use too often really anymore. Alright, I cast on pretty tight here. I should have tried to go for looser. One of the challenging things is to find things to use. We are not in the habit of ornamenting things like the Victorians started it in the 1800s, right? But it continued. We just buy our clothes with whatever they got on it, and that's it. So let's see. This is going to be this wide because you're going to go. I'm not going to be making, an 18-inch like this. It's going to be that wide. The pattern's going to go that way. That's what I'm saying. We do so much double point needlework because of socks, and circular needles because of sweaters, and that's because we don't like to seam, and they would have done the sweaters on bigger and longer of these. Okay, Row 1 says knit 3 over narrow 3 times. You know how they have words in parentheses, so it's knit 3 parentheses over narrow. Well, we're pretty sure that means a lacy stitch, right? Over, knit 2 together, over. One of the things that I may try also is what would happen if I did this pattern on big needles. You know, finer lace but bigger needles. Get it real open. But I'm doing it this way first. Okay, so there's over narrow 3 times. Knit 5. Over narrow over knit 2. Okay, so we got a little block of knit 5. Over narrow over knit 2. Uh-oh, I have 3. Uh-oh. Already. Already. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. Over, narrow, over, knit. What did I do wrong? Knit 3, I got that. Over. Oh. That's my knit 2 together. Over. Knit 2 together. Over. Oh, I didn't do my last narrow. My last knit 2 together. Tink. On row, it's row 1, technically. I love knitting backwards. All right, that's a knit 2 together. So let's see what's happening here. There's the 3. There's the over. There's knit 2 together. There's an over. There's knit 2 together. Well, that is knit 2 together. Because there's 2 stitches on there right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17. This stupid thing doesn't come out 18 stitches, does it? Knit 3 over. Oh, you don't count the over. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 17, 18. Wonder if I counted 18. Yeah. Well, I like this yarn. There's the problem right there, I think. All right. Yep, it's going to work out now. over, narrow. I think I'll forever call this over, knit 2. Call them narrows now. All right. Over narrow, purl to within 8 stitches of end of row, knit those plain. All even rows the same. Okay, so this is an even row. The purl is going to be the even row. The number of purl stitches increases from 9 in the first row to 13 in the 10th row, then decreases to 8 in the 20th or the last row. That's your little squiggle there. Oh, you can't see that very well. So that's that little edging. Oh, this starts. Okay, I don't like this pattern. You start with an over. Come on. It does. Over narrow purl. Oh my gosh. Well, I did it. Okay. I need within 8 stitches of end of row. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, one more. Knit those plain. Okay. What I want to do is these patterns, I mean, they are just not gonna last because of the, I can try and keep them, they just keep deteriorating more and more. But when I do something, I am going to transcribe the pattern. And in this particular case, it'll just be on an index card. And I'm going to attach my little sample of it to the back. All right. Knit 3, over narrow 3 times. Knit 4. Okay. I'm reading this out loud in case anybody wants to get needles and yarn and follow along here. Over narrow 3 times. I mean, if you can paint along with Bob Ross, can't you knit along with me? 2. Three times. And I'm going to put an index card where I'm at here. Knit 4, over narrow twice. Over knit 2, it worked out. I wonder, this starting with an over on every odd row it is going to put a little bit of a, like if you would take and starch this and pin it out, it's going to make a little picot, I think, on the edge. Okay. Purl to the last 8 stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, and then knit. Yeah, I know, we are. The invention of circulars was an amazing thing, wasn't it? So the over narrow rows are pretty basic. Knit 3, over narrow 3 times. Knit 3, over narrow 3 times. Wonder if that's going to repeat for a while. And then knit 2. Now, I know a lot of knitters can read a pattern all the way through and, pretty much know what's happening. And I have not ever been that kind of knitter. I am linear and I just do it step by step. How many rows are we going here? I'm going to be on row 6, and there's 19 rows. All right. So I'm going to be on row 6. All right. So that was an over narrow purl to the last 8 stitches and then knit. So we've got a stockinette portion of it and a garter portion of it. This is very loose, actually. With the this is not very tight. This is fine. I like it. I like it. Knit 3 over narrow 3 times. Knit 2 over narrow 4 times. And it should be knit 1 because I got 1 left. Oh, it's knit 2. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Oh, okay. Alright, knit 2 over narrow, over narrow, over narrow. I should be doing, I'm missing a stitch. I wonder if the over didn't stick around. Kind of looks that way. I didn't do my over right on the edge. Okay. Oh. Which side am I? Yeah, I'm on 7. This is even. Wrong side is 8. Okay, wrong side, over narrow, purl to the last 8 stitches, then knit. Knit 3 over narrow 3 times, knit 1 over narrow 5 times, over knit 2. Knit 3 over narrow 3 times. Okay, knit 1 over narrow 5 times. It's hard to pick up those purls in the knit 2 together. 1. No, it's the overs that are hard. That's what's hard. 2. 3. 4. 5 over knit 1. I wonder if this is staying the same. Yeah, it's staying the same width. Ah, my cast on is would have to be way stretchier. See that? That's part of the problem right there is, well, I mean, that's one thing to learn. Needs a real big stretchy cast on. All right, the back is over narrow, purl to the last 8, then knit. Yep. O'Day. Row 11 says, like the ninth row, to the narrow over narrow 5 times. Okay. So knit 3 over narrow 3 times. Knit 1. All right, the actual wording is like ninth to star narrow comma parenthesis over narrow parenthesis 5 times knit 1. So the ninth was knit 3 over narrow 3 times knit 1, and then the star over narrow 5 times. So I think I knit 1. I got knit 3 over narrow over narrow over narrow. I think I knit 1. Okay, over narrow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh. I mean, the pattern is right here is over narrow. One, 2, 3, I know what they're saying. Okay, I gotta back up here. You know, guys, this isn't like what we would do when I was with my knitting group, spinning group, and we'd sit there and do this kind of stuff, and everybody was reading the pattern and able to see it and put their input in, and so not quite the same. Let's see if this works. What I'm reading, I believe, is I knit one, I narrow. Sure seems like I might be short a stitch. I do over narrow 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I ended up right. And knit one. Alright, I figured it out. I'm on row 12. Two more. Purl to the last 8 stitches and knit. Wrong side stays the same all the time. Okay, so we're going backwards. This row 13 says like 7th, 2, star, narrow, and then over narrow 4 times. Okay, so we're going back the other direction. Knit 3, over narrow 3 times. This doesn't, I don't know why they, well, I guess I do. Over narrow 3 times. This first part doesn't change. Okay, like the 7th, I knit 1 and then I narrow, over narrow 4 times, knit 1. I think I've got this pattern here now. And then knit 3 over, 2, 3, knit 1, narrow, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just for kicks, I think I'll count and see if I've got 18 stitches. No, I have 20. Doesn't say that it increases, but... One, two, three, four. What are you guys working on tonight? Didn't talk about that. We can chat. I'm not really not counting. Except when I have to see how many 8 from the end is. Oh, I dropped a stitch. Oh, I dropped a stitch. Dropped an over. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Got it. Okay. 2, 4, 6. I need to purl one more and then start knitting. Alright, we're back to the knit 3 over narrow 3 times, knit 3 over narrow 3 times, and knit 1. I suppose this kind of streaming's not the best if you all are trying to count too. Sorry. Didn't think of that. Oh, I made a point. Right there. So let's see who's doing what here. Veggie is debating setting up a new bobbin or knitting. Mouse Bandit says working on a Christmas stocking for your sister-in-law to replace the one my dad got rid of when my mom died. All the stockings were gone. Snoring Cat is clearing off bobbins, and you did some wool combing earlier. Oh, that sounds good. Veggie is not bothered by the counting. That's good. I tell you, the things you don't think of, right? Okay. I'm on the wrong side. Pay attention here. Oops, I went one too many. All right. Row 17 says, like 3D, 2-star. There's no 3D, so I'm assuming they just mean 3. So it's a knit 3, over narrow 3 times. Knit 4. Narrow, over narrow twice, knit 1 would be the way it read. Okay, so we're going to knit 3, over narrow 3 times. Okay, and then it's knit 4, narrow, no over, just narrow, and then over narrow twice, knit 1. So we're almost one more row for the entire repeat, and then you would just repeat the same 19 rows continuously for whatever length you want. Two, 4, 6, one more. Knit 8. Mass Bandit, I meant to tell you that I looked at the Discord and saw your blue sampler, but I was looking at other people. I was catching up, reading some of the Discord posts, and I saw you on another one where you posted your cat. So I finally got to see Calypso. Pretty cat. She was under the Christmas tree. I liked that picture. Oh, I'm on the wrong side here, so over, narrow. Purl to 8 stitches from the end and knit. Two, 4, 6. I always purl one too many. I have to back up. Knit 8. Okay, like your first. to the star. Knit 3 over narrow 3 times. Knit 5, narrow, over, narrow, knit 1. All right. Now, knit back as directed in second row and repeat from the first row. This is a very pretty open edging and may easily be added to any insertion or for a border. Oh, so you would sew it onto another piece of lace is what they're saying for the border. If desired narrower, cast on 4 stitches less and begin with the odd row with knit 3 over narrow instead of the over narrow 3 times. Okay. So what we got here, before I decide whether to go on or cast off, as you can see, that bottom cast on is really a problem right there. It's just pulling in like crazy. And we have a point here. We have a straight edge there. So we're this wide for a band. And one of the things I thought about doing, I have made myself a pair of fingerless mitts that is out of handspun, and it's just, plain. And I was thinking of something like this, but this is too wide, right? It would go this way with the point out, but still, that's the kind of thing you would continue knitting until you go all the way around. I have seen on Discord where somebody is making a lot of beaded of this style for gauntlets, and this is pretty delicate for that, plus not totally rectangular, right? It's got this little thing, this point right here, and if you can see, no, you can't see there. Let me get some more yarn here. If you can see what I was talking about, on the points, if you would block and pin it out, you have, see there? Those are your yarn overs. You got little loops. That's your beginning of the row with the yarn over. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. So I'm going to just bind this off the way it is. I may wet and block it. It'd be nice to have colored index cards. I don't have colored index cards. And I refuse to knit in black with black. Although I have a black, pretty heavyweight crochet cotton. Just dawned on me I had thirsty. I haven't done anything about it. All right, instead of starting another one, because I may not get these back out for a while, I'm going to go ahead and we'll look at some more of what I have of these. I won't be as thorough flipping everywhere, but scissors. I really like this yarn. It's pretty nice to knit with. Okay. This is kind of weird. I was trying to figure out where my point went. Don't have quite the evenness that they show, but maybe they've blocked what they're showing. It's interesting. That was fun. That was fun. Unfortunately, the rest are really very tattered. I guess I would be too if I was over 100 years old, right? We got. This is the problem, is they have split at where it was folded. And so it's it's unfortunate because, first of all, when you leaf through it, it's like making your own picture book, right? We've got the fillet on the front, and we've got the standard cloth doily with the lace trim, pretty much a standard format. But then these are lingerie of dotted muslin, and that looks like a hat. That's a chemise kind of upper part. Both of those are. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to have to move the table, not the thing. Nothing could be nicer for the holiday remembrance. Okay. This is a cap. This is a 3 shoulder strap. 3 shoulder strap. These shoulder straps are very much in vogue. One of the prettiest of pretty dressing jackets. Dressing jackets. I like that concept. I like bed jacket. That's such an old-fashioned thing, too. Bed jackets. If I could knit faster, I might have tried to knit along, but I've been counting 5 decades. I'm slow as molasses. For all I've been knitting, 5 decades, I'm slow as molasses. I'm a slow knitter, too. I really am. Okay, so we have a story, the finished story, lace insertion, square in antique pattern. Let me see if that's knitted. What do we got? I like this angle concept. I want to try that and see how that works up and knits up. This is lace and insertion in antique patterns. How bad is this? Oh, this is crocheted. And I didn't bring my crochet hooks with me, but... And there's the square in the pattern, which is pretty too. Okay. These I just almost hate to work from. Modern Woodman of America. Oh, and by the way, this is from 1917. So it is actually older. January 1917. We have embroidery on white work, on white muslin. Oh, and a baby set. Whoops. But where's its page? Is it missing? It is missing. Aw, we're missing the baby page. Yep. These are called readers' pages. So they send in their own patterns. And they have requests for patterns that they would like. Like, will not some contributor give directions for knitting a luncheon set illustrating the work? I have knitted many pretty things from needlecraft pages and especially desire this. And this is a sweater and cap for a baby doll, for a doll, not a baby. These are things you're supposed to make for Valentine's Day. A guest towel. This is recipes for a New Year's luncheon, which has a ham attractively arranged. There's a centerpiece in traditional crochet. That looks very much like what my grandmother collection of doilies I've gotten from her look like that. These are hints from other needleworkers. This is the cover pattern, another story. Long loose gowns for the patterns. And little children's clothes, skirts and blouses. That's January. This one is August 2017. Again, a filet crochet, clematis design, it says. A yoke and crochet. Handsome embroideries. Basically, they're crocheting around a... This is a cute little pin cushion. Let's look into that. Right there is this top star one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have picked it up. Nope. Disaster. Oh, poor thing. All right. Get this one out of the way. All right. Unfortunately, this one is just really disintegrated. I'll get it back together as much as I can. There's some more knitted laces. That's what I'm looking for the most, is knitted laces. Tatting. Lace that's done with tatting. Poor thing. As the man said, that's just junk. Alright. We'll get into a different format later. This is the back page, that's why. There we go. Here we go. It's the same. It's the same format. I just had it flipped. Except that, I don't think that's the back page either. 25. Ah, that was a cover page. Okay, so I betcha. Yeah, okay. So they started not putting a pattern on the very first page. Maybe it was getting damaged, and people were not real happy about that. So they have this page full of just different notes and things people have written, and a money back guarantee. This one was 35 cents. And you could pay with postage stamps. Yeah. And then, what's the date on here? April 1918. So yeah, this doesn't even have a page number on it. It's what they had put on the cover. This beautiful lace is Tenerife lace. Doubtless, the method of making Tenerife lace is well known to most needlecrafters, yet directions may benefit some. Before it became so popular or well known, it was also called Brazilian point lace, and the very simplest forms of it are known as La Plate lace. It's very similar in appearance to drawn work, but it is made entirely of thread with no cloth foundation from which the warp is pulled. It may be made in long strips to be used as insertion or edging, or fanciful shapes such as squares, diamonds, etc., according to the purpose for which it's designed. It is more frequently made in wheels of various sizes, however, joined to form borders, collars, yokes, and other articles. A very handsome border consisting of 2 sizes of wheels was used for the embroidered centerpiece with tray and scarf to match. That's this. So you have little clovers, 4-leaf clovers in there. It's pretty, isn't it? We'll see if I can find more. Okay, so these here's your post-war. Says work, which means, of course, patterns, for the littlest refugees of France and Belgium. And they have all sorts of baby clothes that they're probably recommending that they knit and send to Europe. A comparatively new work so far as organization is concerned, and a work that is sadly needed, has been taken up by the Red Cross in conjunction with other relief societies. It is a task that will appeal to every woman throughout the country, for this furnishing of clothing or layettes for the tiniest of the banished ones who are being sent back or allowed to return to their homeland cannot say home because they have none. Oh, yeah. These are garter clasps. They're tatted. There's napkin rings in crochet. That might be one I think I would enjoy doing. One with an initial. Cakes and puddings without eggs and some novel pies. Yeah, it was wartime, wasn't it? End of the war. This ad is what the good tractor is to the farm, the Detroit Vapor Stove is to the kitchen. What children will wear for spring. These patterns are continuing. Oh, goodness. So I don't know. These will come out another time, I'm sure, because there are techniques I want to try. There we go. I mean, there's techniques I want to try. And I have done tatting in the past. I've made things. I'm very rusty on it. That would be one thing that is in there. But the crochet, a lot of the crochet things, and picking up as many of the knitted edgings, insertions, or whatever, and writing those patterns down. That's kind of my goal for those, and I will bring them out every now and then. Your great grandma taught me to tat. Oh, well, you can help me maybe. I just am sure it may come back, but nobody really ever taught me, so I may need to go and watch a few videos just to get refreshed and kind of get it back in my fingers. I know even my daughter has done it some, so, but I haven't done it for a long time. On the whole, the rest that's in there, the embroidery, are such big projects that more than likely I wouldn't do it on the stream. But I think I will find that kind of project. I have a lot of other different sources. This was just probably the oldest that I have, and so I brought it out as first. Yeah, I'm sure I can find something on YouTube too. Yeah. If you guys didn't catch my startup here, what I was saying was normally Thursdays when I teach, and it was normally during the mornings, my time, 11 a.m. And I had decided, because of streaming the 12 Days of Christmas and realizing what Twitch is looking for to go on to the next step, I needed to add a stream for the week so that I'd have 3 a week. So now I'm going to set it up on Tuesday mornings as a teaching. And I'm okay if people are there or not there, because those I'm pretty focused on doing something that I'm really teaching, and it'll be about spinning. And then the Thursday, it's going to be the Throwback Thursday, and Sunday will be the spinning in the afternoon when we just spin. So I hope it'll work good. It's a good start. Things will get different and crazy as the weather gets better. So things will change as the year goes on. But we'll do it for a while, as long as I can. And I think I'm going to spin for a little bit at the end here. Don't tell anybody that I'm spinning on Throwback Thursday. I could have knit another of those patterns, but that's all right. Too much thinking. My brain's tired. I'm trying to fill this bobbin up. I should be able to by Sunday, so that I can ply these 2 indigo bobbins on Sunday. I have dessert waiting for me. Isn't that exciting? I have pound cake and fresh strawberries and whipped cream. Yeah, you're coming over. All right. Party. Heads east. Yeah, it's a treat. It is. The strawberries weren't too bad. I have no idea where the grocery store is getting them, but there are. This is point where you get strawberries in Florida. So, because my mom always talks about the strawberry festival is around this time of the year down there in Florida. Well, we's a couple states apart, Snoring Cat. I am taking a day off tomorrow. I know that's a funny thing to say when you're retired, but I truly have not had a day where we didn't go somewhere or I worked hard at a project or I need a feed up day. It's going to be tomorrow. I know I'm tired because I even slept in this morning. I don't usually sleep in. So the next time I'll be on is Sunday afternoon. Oh, it would be nice if I turned this on to the. You didn't holler at me, Mass Bandit. Yeah, there we go. Somebody, Reggie just did it. Yep. Knock knock. What you doing? Camera. Tired of looking at the side of your face. Yeah. I'm concentrating really hard on the spinning here. Thank you, Veggie, for being here on time. You get a gold star today. I just had to tease you about that last night. You all do. I really appreciate it. I really do. That you all came and for the surprise. Oh, that is sad. I know. I know. Um, I happened to not be close by when I was younger, and my grandmother's passed away. So, I have somewhat of the same situation with my grandma, both grandmas. One was more crafty than the other one. Um, my maternal grandmother was crafty and taught me to knit, and I don't believe she saved much anyway because she lost her vision. Unfortunately, the macular degeneration runs through that line, and my mom has it. But anyway, my brother, or my father's side, she was not real crafty. She was a farm lady, and they, raised chickens and rabbits, and she gardened and had grapes, and they had lived on some land, and so she is where I got the love of the countryside, and my other one is where I got the love of the needlework. But even after my grandma lost her sight, she continued to knit dishcloths. Where you start at the corner. I mean, she just did it. They were the wonky looking, but everybody used them and loved them, because and it kept her hands busy. She would sit there and knit those dishcloths. Oh my goodness. Your great grandmother was blind and continued to knit and tat. She was blind when she taught you. And your grandmother were helped me with a visual that couldn't be done by touch. I remember being about 4 or 5, sitting on her lap, her arms around me, holding my hands with a needle for the tatting shuttle showing me. Wow, that's really awesome. That's so cool. Great memory. See, my grandmother didn't even do crochet. She only knit. Everything else, besides knitting, I taught myself. Of course, part of that mass bandit not learning, never learned to tat is what do you make with it, right? You really have to have a desire to make something that looks good in tatting. And if you got other things that's more interesting, it's not worth learning. But I know tatting doesn't make sense to a lot of people. And that's what I'm worried. I'm not going to figure it back out again.
Okay, I'm at the end of this little bit that I did, so I think I'm going to call it a night. Go get in my PJs and have some strawberry shortcake.
Yep. Been great talking to everybody. Thank you for all of your exciting excitement over my excitement. I appreciate that. And looking forward to some more Thursdays. Anyway, you guys have a good couple days. Hope you can stop by on Sunday. And I will see you whenever I can. Snoring Cat, take care. Veggie, take care. Mass Bandit, talk to you all later. Bye.